Hi friends, welcome to Shiva's Kitchen. Let me introduce myself. My name is Shiva and I'm from Hyderabad, down south from India. I have a passion for cooking and I just keep doing certain dishes whenever I find some time. All right, so let me introduce a special dish today, which is authentic and which is special to India, especially for Hyderabad, where I belong, which is called the Hyderabadi Dum Biryani. But mind you, friends, this is absolutely a pure vegetarian dish. What I mean is, I have not used any ingredients which are non-vegetarian, which consists of any meat, chicken, egg, including anything. All right. So let's try and see what this is all about. And let me tell you something. I've not followed any cookbooks, and I never do that. I have invented cooking by my own self. I've tried to experiment on things during my free time whenever I find, and I've tried several dishes, and this is one of the dish which I'm trying to introduce to you now. No holds bar. Nobody has got the authenticity or claim or copyright or whatsoever it is, or nor do I on any sort of authenticity which Hyderabadi biryani is called as. Okay, so let's start going ahead with this, and I'm sure you will definitely enjoy preparing it by yourself. This has got basic several ingredients which are very very basic, and I'm sure everybody would enjoy having this along with your families and your kids, your every kid and kin, whatsoever. So let's explore. Let's see what we're gonna do now, and if you like it, and if you really enjoy it, try by yourself, share it with your friends, your family, and whosoever are concerned. Let's get going. I have several more coming in the future, and I'll keep introducing you to several new dishes from India. Thank you. Bon appetit. So let's start with the basic ingredients. What are necessary? What are required? The first thing is some cardamom, some cloves, cinnamon, some black pepper, garlic. Garlic, I have taken two bulbs almost, and ginger and poppy seeds. Now, these are the basic ingredients for what we call the masala. All right. Now, let's go on to the vegetables that we are trying to improvise in this dish. All right. Yeah. There are some potatoes, there are some carrots, which I've cut into fine pieces, and as well as beans, green beans. And there are two onions, which I have cut into thin slices here, along with some green chilies and some mint. Mint, which is generally called pudina in Indian terms. All right. Yeah. See here, that's basically because we have used these spices for their antioxidant and anti-pyretic effects, and I've taken in a bit of oil, which is basically the cooking oil which we normally use in Indian cuisines. Right? Okay. So here, these are all some fulsome and rich. And I've taken a bowl or a pan, which is a round shaped pan, just what you're seeing in the picture here. And I've kept it on somewhat of a medium flame of the burner. What I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to dry roast all these ingredients, which I've shown you earlier, which are nothing but the cloves, the cardamom, the red, the black pepper, the poppy seeds, and all. I've seen that my pan is a bit warm, and I first put in the poppy seeds. The reason for me to put in the poppy seeds at the beginning is for them to be a bit of a brown roast kind of a thing, and then I put in all the other ingredients. So here I'm not adding any oil to it. I'm just dry roasting it on a sim flame so that they will be all mixed with in equal proportion, equal consistency, so that they get rid of their dryness and their texture, which generally happens with raw ingredients. I'm trying to dry roast it until I find that my poppy seeds are a bit brown. Okay, there is something which has come in green, so I just try and remove that. So here you have seen that. So once I kept it on a low flame, cardamom, basically everything, cinnamon, they all help in the metabolism of the human body. Hope you've had a look at it, and I'm just trying to put them all in a plate wherein they get rid of the heat and they're a bit cooled up. Trying to separate all this so that they'll be ready to put in the jar. You have seen that the poppy seeds are brown now, roasted. What I'm trying to do now is slice off some garlic, put them all in a mixer grinder. Okay,
Shamla,
and I'm trying to mix all these ingredients which I have dry roasted into the mixer grinder along with ginger and garlic.
ఇలా పట్టుకో.
See that they have become light brown.
లేకపోతే ఒక పని చెయ్యి, ఇవి దీనిలో వేసి చెప్తాను.
Trying to put them in the grinder. I've taken the help from my caretaker. You've seen that, right? These are the basic ingredients which are essential for the biryani which we are talking about. Now I'm trying to grind them all to a paste. What I've done now here is I've taken some rice. Generally, people use basmati rice, which is basmati is nothing but fine grain rice, which is typical to India. So I have taken 3 cups of rice, soaked them in water, and I've taken a pressure pan or the base of a pressure cooker, kept it on a flame which is quite good enough to heat it up, a little bit of oil, whatever is required. Try to put the oil in, get that heated up. So here I am not trying to use any of the pressure cooker lid which generally people use, but I don't use that. So I try and retain it on the stove until it gets warm enough so that I can put in the rest of my ingredients. So here what I've done is now I'm going ahead putting in my onions, the green chili, and the mint, which I have already cut and kept it aside. Right? Here it is. Oil is warm, ready to be taking in all the ingredients. Right. Now I put in first the onions now. Subsequently, the green chilies. I've taken a bit of 3 or 4 green chilies. That's it. And I put in half of the mint that you can see here. See, I have
mint which are separated, half of it which I've taken and I put them, and half of the other part I retain it for the later part of my dish. Okay, try and see that. Okay, right. Now what I do is I consistently mix them and see that all the onions and the green chilies along with the mint are roasted properly or fried properly to the extent that the onions become brown, a little bit brown. They get that golden yellowish color. Try to mix in thoroughly. This is what I do. Now what I've done here is I've also used a bit of apart from the oil that I've used, I'm trying to use clarified butter or ghee, which is tradition to Indian cuisines. I've tried to use 3 teaspoons of that. Generally the dish what we are trying to make would with the use of this ghee would make it more tasty, more conducive to our smell. And I'm trying to mix in all the ingredients, trying to roast them, fry them properly and consistently so that the onions get golden brown. Here the mint is very much useful because it aids in the digestion process. Generally this is not much used. Now what I'm trying to do is now I'm putting in all the vegetables which I've cut in and kept, which are the potatoes, the carrots, and the green beans, all together into the same pan or the pressure pan that I've used for cooking, right? So I mix them all together now so that nothing gets stuck at the bottom. Trying to mix in all these ingredients together. See, now you'll start getting some wonderful aroma. And I'll tell you something. And when you put the ingredients that I have roasted, yeah, this is the one which I was speaking about. One which had the ginger, garlic, and the dry ingredients of the masala, which have all put in together. Now you will start feeling the aroma of the entire dish. This mixes up with the oil in the pan along with the vegetables, and this gives up a nice aroma and a nice taste to the entire dish once when it's done. So try and mix it up consistently, perfectly, so that nothing gets stuck at the bottom of the pan. Make sure that your stove flame is on low or the medium so that nothing gets stuck at the bottom. Okay, keep stirring it consistently, continuously until you find that some of the vegetables have taken in that entire masala along with it. Now is the time to add some salt to the liking and your taste, whatever it is. Generally in Indian cooking we use quite a bit of salt. It isn't harmful as long as you're quite sure about it, how much you're using. Trying to mix it up all together. That's because now coming down further, we'll be adding in water, we'll be adding in the rice. So I think obviously the salt which we have added should be sufficient enough to balance the taste to our liking, right? Yeah. Now I'm mixing up continuously So once you add the salt, what happens is, the vegetables tend to get boiled at a faster pace. Now I'll be slowly putting in the lid. I'll just cover it with a small plate over the top of it so that none of the heat escapes and the vegetables boil to a certain extent. Now, this is the rice that I have taken, which has been soaked up for quite some time now. These are 3 cups of rice, washed, drained, and soaked in water. It's a time for me to add the rice now. Since all of the vegetables and everything has been added now, I am trying to add in only the rice without the water. Okay, see that. Add it up slowly. It's 3 cups of rice soaked in water. I've soaked it for about half an hour. That's because basically I have not used the basmati, which is the tradition, which is generally used in the biryani here. I've used the normal rice, what we generally use for cooking, right? So now here you see that I haven't added any water here. I've just added the rice and mixed it up thoroughly, trying to mix the rice with the vegetables on a good amount of flame and heat to mix it up. See that? See how the rice has been mixed up with the vegetables along with the masala and everything which has been already fried within the pan itself. Now, this should start giving up some good aroma once again. Now, for the 3 cups of rice that I've added, I have to exactly take double the amount of the cups of rice that I have added, which means I've added 3 cups of rice, so I'm taking 6 cups of water. Exactly the same cup which I have used for measuring my rice. So exactly 6 cups of water, which I have taken it in a bowl or a vessel. And once the rice starts flickering up or it starts popping up, giving a poppy sound, now it's a time for me to add the water, which is 6 cups of water, exactly the double amount of water which I have used for the rice. Now I've added in the water. See that? Now it turns out to be that the rice has fried up a little bit along with the vegetables on quite a bit of flame, and once it's popped up, starts popping up, I've used water. I put in the water and I mixed them thoroughly, and see that the entire rice has been consistently mixed up with the water along with the vegetables. Now you see that there the mint that has been left out, which I've used earlier, is now being put in the water now as a final to the dish. The earlier one was fried. This was a fresh mint. So here again, I'm mixing it. Now it's time for me to see that it's on high flame a bit, and I start mixing up a little bit, and again see that it gets to a little bit of a boil. Remember one thing, my friends. Here, all the vegetables, the ingredients have been used are totally vegetarian. Now, I've used a little bit of a few leaves of which are nothing but the bay leaves, just to give the aroma and taste to the entire dish. Okay, mix them up again consistently and thoroughly. I've seen that everything is coming to a boil, and I've kept in my lid. Mind you, I'm not covering up with a pressure cooker lid. I'm just keeping a small plate, which is just enough about to hold the water from steaming. And now what I do is I take a wet towel, I wet it up, and then put it on the lid on the top of the cooker. This is the speciality of the dish. This is called the dum. Basically, in Indian terms, it's called dum, which is nothing but preventing the steam from escaping the entire vessel or the entire ingredients which have been cooking up now. Let me take a tour of my kitchen. This is my small kitchen again. Here, that's my dining area. Got enough ventilation. That's my God's area. That's where generally our prayers are done. And now coming back to our cooking now. So we have seen that it's kept on a medium flame. And now you see what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to test if there has been some water which has been left out by using a knife. Seeing that nothing is sticking to the knife. There's no water left to the knife. I've seen that. I kept it on a high flame now again so that it cooks up rapidly. I've removed the cloth or the towel which I've kept it on the dum. Now it's time for me to keep it on a high flame. See that the final dish is done so that it'll come out to be wonderful and delicious. Now again, I've kept it as a last moment effort to place the towel back again before we put it off so that all the steam which has been generated from the cooking process is being taken in by the towel, which is a wet towel. Now it's time for me to break off. Done. That's done. I'm just retaining the towel back. See, you see the flame, you see the steam which is escaping from the sides of the dish, but I would not let that do. All right? If you like it, you do try and prepare your dish by yourself. Now here I'm making a side dish which is nothing but I've taken a bit of a yogurt, which is nothing but curd, some cucumber, some onions, some one or two green chilies. I mixed up the yogurt with the cucumber, finely sliced chili and onions. Mix them up all together. This goes as an accompaniment with the biryani that we have cooked. So here I'm trying to put in all the ingredients into the dish. Add a little bit of salt for the taste. This is called a raita in Indian terms. Put in a little bit of salt, mix it up all thoroughly. This is done, almost done. Now this is an accompaniment with the biryani that we eat. It's basically for the cooling process. Since we have added some spices to the biryani which we have prepared, so this will aid in the cooling process of on the digestion process for the biryani, and also this would be a good relishing dish along with the biryani. This will be a good aid. Now coming back to our biryani, let's see How we have done with it? Yeah, this is our final biryani which has been done. This is called the biryani, the vegetable dum biryani, along with the raita. So here we are ready to